It's Friday, which means it's time to visit Reddit. We're going to the subreddits and see what van lifers and RVers and people living on the road full time, what they're talking about in the subreddits. So we're going to go over to Reddit and kind of join the conversation, see what they've got going on. And I'm going to go down here to start off with camper vans. See what camper vans is up to. Completing our do-it-yourself camper van build just in time. Looks like it's a YouTube video. Just picked up this cream puff near Portland, Oregon, and can't wait to give her some TLC. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. I like that. I kind of like these old style vans, especially when they've been souped up. Looks pretty cool. Trying to find a manual for a Fiat Ducato. What's the interest rate for an RV loan? Well, good question. I know you can get, 15, 20 years? You can get a 15, 20-year loan on an RV. Get those payments down. If you really want to spend 20 years paying off an RV, that's probably not the best way to do it, but my latest project. Okay, we got us a panel van here. Nissan. There's the inside. Got his water, got a sink, got his fridge, got a wastebasket, got his bed stretched out across the... There's no way my 6'1" frame would not be able to sleep side by side like that, east-west. I don't think so. It's not bad, though. Has no insulation. Need to put in some insulation, maybe. Well, let's check out overlanding. What's going on in overlanding? Subreddits. In case anyone needed ideas for RTT ladder storage. I'm not sure what's RTT ladder? What's the RTT stand for? Someone get in the comments and let me know what RTT stands for. Can you believe it's been 7 years since our first foldable? Come to a walk down memory lane to see where the Galaxy Z Fold series started. I don't know what that is either. Rate my setup. There's an RTT AC unit. RTT must be a familiar term that I don't know about. Cantor Ed. Hi. I'm looking for an off-road light that has similar performance to the light spread of the Baja designs. I saw that. So really looking for a... Let's see. Well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see his photos. I guess not going to let me. Well, that was a waste of time. Very new to overlanding. Any easy trails around SoCal? Showing off his rig. My trail buddy thinks hardwiring a camera for trips is overkill. I added a dash cam to my rig because the first few trips had enough weird moments on narrow roads, trailheads, and campsite entrances that I wanted something more reliable than everyone's memory. My trail buddy thinks hardwiring a camera is turning a simple setup into a surveillance project and says parking mode is just one more thing to drain the battery. I get the concern. So what do you think? Is hardwiring a camera for trips overkill? Well, just out of curiosity, let's see. So those who run cameras on trail rigs, do you believe in parking features on during trips, set a strict low voltage cutoff, or only power the camera while driving? Temporary Cricket here says, I have a low voltage cutoff. My truck isn't my daily, so it can sit for a week or two. Battery has never been dead. This fella says it's not even overkill to do this for regular day-to-day use. It's good to have dash cams. They don't draw much power. Most cameras today are equipped with super capacitor that holds a charge for parking mode and doesn't actually pull power from the battery. Have to check into that. That's not bad. I'm all for security, though. Round the clock security, if you ask me. Well, let's see. Overland out to Imogene Pass. Boy, look at that boy needs a car wash. Look at the dust on that car. Decked drawers in the back of my Yukon XL. Boy, I do like these slide-out shelves. Seems like the best way to go. And I've seen people put cooking gear on one of these slide-out shelves and pull it out and cook on it. That's a good idea, too. Well, let's run down to RV Living. See what that subreddit's got going on. The horn started honking while I was in the bedroom and scared the heck out of me. And that stupid cat. I hate cats. I'm a dog guy. Give me a dog. All right, let's see. Toy hauler for 2-3 sport bikes plus living space. Why are new RV parks literally just parking lots now? Feels like every single new spot opening up is just a massive slab of sun-baked concrete with zero trees, packed in the sardines, and they have the nerve to call it a luxury resort for $120 a night. Well, it's these companies coming in, buying up these little mom-and-pop RV parks and getting rid of all the nice amenities and looking for profit. I mean, you know, they come in and screw things up. What's the most powerful, useful underground website that most people don't know about? Now, here's Gutenberg.org, where you have all the free books. StopOverpaying.org saved me a stupid amount of money. It checks your car insurance bill and tries to find a cheaper provider for you. Remove.bg, a free background remover for images. Khan Academy, free lessons to basically everything. LibbyApp.com, borrow ebooks, audiobooks free with your library card. Yep. I do like Gutenberg. I've used Gutenberg.org myself, especially if you like reading the classics. They have a good collection of everything that's copyright free these days. Stay away from Camping World. There is nothing ethical about them. Do not use their consignment program. It is nothing more than a scam. They give you an offer, then nickel and dime you and make changes up in order to make you purchase your camper for the next to nothing. If you think this scam is worth pursuing and you actually get a call, hang up and go and get your camper from the dealership. She's clueless. Somebody's not happy with Camping World. Wow, look at that. Value of an EMS. Yeah, you need a surge guard for sure. Need something that goes in between your plug-in and your outlet in case there's a problem. Has anyone ever seen this issue? Hmm. Lithium battery dead? Help. Let's see. We have a new to us 95 Jayco Eagle. We have a Newport Deep Cycle 12-volt lithium house battery. We found that the house batteries were left on, and now the batteries are too low to function. We get a 2 to 4 volt reading. We tried to jump start and got it to 14 volts, but immediately backed down to below 5 volts. Well, here's some comments. Quality lithium batteries have a battery monitor system that protects the battery. In some cases, the system should shut down the battery even if you get below a certain threshold and don't allow it to charge. Just jump started, but did you try to charge them? Because lithium batteries can go down to zero and you can still recharge them. That's one of the positives of getting a lithium battery. Jump starting only helps for starting. What actually helps the battery is the charging via an alternator after the vehicle is running. All right, well, what else we got going on? Buying an old RV. Pretty cool. Wish it, dream it, do it. Looks nice. Clean, good shape. I guess that's underneath. Looking for any damage underneath the carriage. Looks like it's pretty good shape. The mufflers. Look how rusty and old that is. Wonder what kind of comments they're getting. Hey guys, me and my husband are trying to find some RV for adventure. Our budget is like $8,000. So they found this. It's a Peugeot 1989. No water or mold inside. Everything is clear. Some rust under the car. Would you recommend some of this old cars, or better save up for something newer? Story Seek Official says the rust below looks fine. I'd be more concerned with the engine and how it'll continue to run at 208,000 miles. You want service records? Also depends on how handy you are and how much maintenance you can take care of yourself. Car is originally from the Netherlands, so it's imported from the guy that is selling it. I just asked him about the engine. I don't know, guys. Getting something from the Netherlands. What's the weather like in the Netherlands? Is that the reason we have so much rust? I mean, I don't know. And I don't know about Peugeot. I mean, what kind of mechanic are you going to find to work on a Peugeot engine? I don't know. I say buy American. That's just me. I'd lot rather buy an old Ford than a Peugeot from the Netherlands. Tow vehicle in an accident en route to next stop. What would you do? Toilet paper. Oh, this will be a good one. I've been noticing toilet paper doesn't move from directly under the toilet. I use RV toilet paper, plenty of water, but it just seems to accumulate. Should I not be setting my camper up level? How much water's in your black tank? Be sure to add 3 to 5 gallons after dumping it. Toilet paper is always visible right below. Does 5 gallons bring the water line higher to get it to move? All right, so it's all about the water level in the tank. Well, that's a toilet paper question. Well, I guess we ought to come to an end here. Anything else? Well, let's take one last look at van dwellers. Let's go to the van dwellers Reddit subreddit before we quit for the day. Let's check out and see what's happening over here. Can you believe it's been 7 years? What is this foldable crap that's ending up on every, it must be an advertisement or something. It's been on every subreddit I've been to this morning. This foldable. My 1 kilowatt Jackery wasn't cutting it after 1,000 kilowatt. Wasn't cutting it after Emoto. Say hello to the new beast, the Picron. I'm not familiar with Picron. Is anybody familiar with that brand? I think a lot of people are trying to just put advertisements on here. Wow, look at this. I tracked 7 years of van life. They have a 2024 Transit. Look at all that. Wow. Here's one we can end with. See what they come up here with. This is an interesting looking one. Got woken up this morning by an angel letting me know the street was being cleared for street sweeping and parking enforcement. Saved me from an expensive ticket. Yes, I couldn't save myself if I'd seen the signs when I parked. Normally, I'd really be good at this, but I was unusually exhausted. I love when the community looks out for each other. Anyone else have a similar experience? Nice to catch a break. Hope you and the friendly knocker have a great day. Parked half a day in 2-hour parking and just happened to see parking enforcement approaching. I smiled and asked him and just asked really nicely if I could just move it right now. And he said, okay. Then he helped me go back and forth because the cars front and back had squeezed me in a little more of that. That's pretty good. You know, basically, I think generally people are nice. I mean, I'm going to go with that. I don't know about you, but I want to believe that people are generally good, especially people who are traveling and people who are in RVs and vans and doing what we do. They like to travel. They like to sightsee. They like to get out and experience the road. I think most people, by and large, are really helpful. That's the take I'm going to take. That's the take I'm going to take. That's what I choose. That's what I choose to believe. That people are basically good. Well, go out and have a good day. Today's been Friday with the subreddits. Hope you have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.